Senator Blunt Rochester, now Senator Hickenlooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank each of you for being here. I appreciate all your work on this issue it's so important. Let me start with Mr. Downey and Mr. Booker. The President has canceled billions of dollars worth of energy infrastructure projects and investments. Just in August, the Department of Transportation terminated $679 million in funding for upgrades in 12 ports to support wind projects offshore. They've issued stop work orders and rescinded permits for nearly almost every offshore wind project. Earlier, you guys shared that with these cuts, apprentices in your programs will find other work and drop out of the programs. What impact will this have ultimately once the industry inevitably needs more workers if the students drop out?
I'll take the first shot at that because we spent a lot of time and resources in developing the curriculum for offshore wind to make sure that our members who are going to work on the water, which is extremely dangerous, that had the skill sets that they need, the safety training they need, they had the global wind organizations, the safety credentials that they needed to get out there, in addition to a skill set that they haven't done before because we haven't built much offshore wind. So we invested a lot of time, energy, effort, money in collaboration with our management partners to develop curriculum that cost tens of thousands of dollars that we've trained this group of people together that, yeah, they might finish this job, but there's so much uncertainty on offshore wind. How are you going to get that next group of workers so that if it comes back? So that's just more of that uncertainty that it's an investment that we made, not only in dollars and cents, but in actual human beings, people, to teach them skills that aren't going to be able to apply those skills and provide for their family going forward.
That affects the pipeline. Danny, you want to add anything?
Thank you. The only thing that I guess that I would add is that the disruption, the way that our programs work is over time, we develop through that curriculum a bigger workforce, and we have more people to be able to put to work. And now we'll have that gap there with this work stopping, and so it's going to be like starting all over again with our membership.
Thank you. Dr. McCain, your work at the Apprentice School is a fantastic model. It's integrating education directly with high-skill careers. One challenge is that the average age of an apprentice nationally is 30. And I think we're genuinely missing an opportunity with students while they're still in high school. And the Apprentice School specifically offers youth apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeship opportunities. What have you found to be the most successful strategies recruiting high school students directly into your programs, and how do you break through to those students and to their parents that this is the right direction?
I think the best thing that we've been able to do is offer them our academic courses, what we call related technical instruction, while they're in high school. So they get an opportunity to interact with our faculty. They get a chance to interact with our technology. We bring them to our campus once a month. We interact with them on a weekly basis where we're preparing them for transition into the apprenticeship. And it's required that you have to bring your parents in order for you to be a part of the pre-apprenticeship program. You have to bring your parents to be able to sign you up. Of course, they're 16, 15, 16, right? So we want those parents in this space as well to understand who we are, because we're competing with colleges and universities. And so how do we make and ensure that parents understand that your kids are actually in a good place? They're going to walk into high-paying jobs. They're going to own their own house by the time they're 21 years old, and they don't have to sleep on your couch. Those are the kind of things that we tell parents, and then they jump on board.
I like that argument. I'll go back to Mr. Downey, Mr. Booker. That urgency, I feel an urgency that we have so many youth out there that aren't getting into apprenticeships. Do you see a pathway for federal support to complement and strengthen the overall pipeline for funding youth apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships, provided they adhere to, robust quality and the highest standards in terms of safety?
Like I mentioned earlier, I think there's an opportunity there for the government to look at the pre-apprenticeship model. We do some things that we've funded ourselves where we guarantee entrance into our apprenticeship programs at the high school level when they complete classes designed for heavy equipment operation. If they complete that class, they're guaranteed a spot in the apprenticeship. But I think there's opportunity there for the government on the pre-apprenticeship level to attract the youth.
I would echo what John said, and the only thing I would add to that, look, I think the federal government should help us create the jobs to have our apprentices go to work. And through infrastructure, through the different things that they have the control over. We've figured out registered apprenticeship as an industry for decades. We know how to train people. We pride ourselves on that. So I would ask for the federal government, let's go find some jobs. Let us figure out how to train people to do it.